Welcome to Super Dave's RC. And tonight, since these in-depth videos seem to be popular, we're going to go ahead and do a preview of the Burnout dragster here. This is a Jesse James bodied custom build. Little rumble seat back here. We've got opening doors. Then we have a little surprise under the hood there. So let's get right into it. This is a custom fab nitro two-wheel drive. It uses a sideways mounted engine to run a Tamiya Terra Crusher drivetrain running just to the rear. And it's going to be essentially just sit there and do hopefully a real wild burnout. And since it's a nitro, obviously I need to deal with heat. That is why we have this air duct here. And that's going to lead up to here where that jet turbine. That's not a jet, but you get the idea. That turbo fan there is going to be blasting a lot of air through there with 3S power. The air is going to come down through this channel here. And then it's going to be picked up by this hose here. This is all going to be fenced off around this to help direct the air down through here and through the hose, through our ducting, and then up through our grate, through our engine heatsink, and then eventually out through our exhaust port, which is right behind the header. And at that point, our little rumble seat will pop up and vent out the smoke and the heat. We're dealing with a front end of a Red Cat Exceed type buggy. I wanted to use something with the front diff, that way I can engage a independent brake to lock the front wheels. We've got a very good fitment here on our chassis brace. And if you have ever had a T-Max, you'll notice very many similarities between this Terra Crusher chassis and the Traxxas T-Max. You may recognize the arms as somewhat T-Max looking. These again were the Terra Crushers that were cut way down. And then we have our drive shafts inside of there. And yes, those are 1/4 inch long plastic drive shafts basically. They hold up because there are a couple bolts going through them. And again, we have our ductwork there. The ductwork is used made using packing tape and then regular old mechanics wire. You wrap the tape around a paper towel tube backwards with the sticky side up, and then wrap it with wire, a nice tight coil, and then wrap it with another piece of tape with the sticky side inwards, and it will make a very, very nice hose, much like the fixture, the hose on your dryer. We have an interesting challenge with the throttle because it needed to come straight up and down, and my brake needed to come horizontal. So we used a separate 2-axis. So if you see, it kicks over on that second axis as soon as it runs out of room. That way the throttle gets opened 100%. And then our brake is run off of the other side over there. And again, fairly standard exhaust hanger. We had our engine plate off here. And yeah, I know there's only 2 bolts in there, but the way this thing is structured, that should be ample. Then on the back again, we have some custom-made shocks. We have our arms that were dramatically cut down. Again, they were monster truck arms, and now they're basically 1.5 inches long. And again, if you look in there, you'll notice that that differential case looks very similar to a Traxxas. It looks like an E-Max or an E-Revo, T-Max, Evo, because it is very much similar, and it's just a little bit larger. In the top, we have a 3S ESC 30 amp running the fan that is then connected in to the ESC. I should say the ESC is then connected into the second port. There's a splitter on my throttle channel, and one channel goes to the mechanical throttle and the other channel goes to this ESC. And since I am using an electronic ESC with this engine, or with this side of the equation, I do not actually have to run a receiver pack in here, so it's going to pick up my voltage from the battery there. So let me hook this up and we'll take a little look. Alright, now I've hooked up the radio here, and you can see that should provide enough cooling with any luck. Anyway, that is the next little project from Super Dave's RC. Let me know if you have any questions or any suggestions. I'm always open for good ideas. It was one of you guys that convinced me to put a little rider on the Triclops there, and that seemed to work out well. So anyway, have yourself a great night. We'll hope to see you at Super Dave's Halloween Monster Bash, October 20th at JMW, or this weekend at the East Coast Championships at JMW. Come on out for all sorts of fun and demos. Talk to you later.